Thank you, Madam Secretary, for being here. Madam Secretary, several states have closed down their exchanges, and many other states are facing some challenging financial situations with self-sustainability. That includes MNsure, which is Minnesota's exchange in the program. And a new audit found out that over a 5-month period last year, MNsure repeatedly failed to properly determine the eligibility of enrollees, resulting in a potentially $271 million in overpayment. So it's $271 million of taxpayer money. And this is the headline from the Minneapolis Star-Tribune just a week and a half ago. I'd like to enter this for the record, Mr. Chairman. And these are overpayments that occurred despite the fact that a report a few months earlier had warned MNsure that it was not accurately applying eligibility requirements. Now, the President's healthcare law, it does require that state-based marketplaces, that they be self-sufficient. It requires that they follow the law. But HHS doesn't really seem to be doing anything to enforce it on the enforcement side. Instead, they've acknowledged or they've given more money in terms of no-cost extension requests through the end of this year. And so it seems there's no gatekeeper, there's no enforceable plan. And this is really not about being against Obamacare. It's about enforcing the law and making sure that taxpayers are protected, and continuing to hold these exchanges accountable is going to ensure that patients ultimately are not going to be hurt when there's a change in health insurance. So my understanding also is that after all of these reports, after all of these audits, throwing away millions of dollars in taxpayer money, HHS's own Inspector General is also going to be coming out potentially with a report in a few weeks that will explore issues with MNsure's internal controls. So your own Inspector General is acknowledging some of these problems. So can you just share anything with us about the upcoming report that might be coming out? And more importantly, just can you give a little bit of plan of action for making sure that MNsure is following the law?
So with regard to the state-based marketplaces, as you reflected, a number of them are in various states and have been able to achieve certain things and not. And when they're not, the administration has engaged and HHS has engaged with them, and whether that's in Hawaii or security issues in other state exchanges. And so we do engage on that. The IG's report is something we look forward to and will be a part of us determining what are the appropriate next steps for us in terms of that engagement. But across the board, as different state-based marketplaces have had different issues, I think you probably know we have engaged and at various points in times needed to switch articulated, that they are making sure that there are adequate networks, that there are different types of issues. Most have been technology related, but not all.
Okay, so we'll see some enforcement mechanisms, some follow-up, some follow-through.
We look forward to the IG's report when we will receive it. I think you know we work with the IG as part of program integrity across the Affordable Care Act. It's something we work for, but also we want to let them have their independent view, and then they come back and tell us what they have found.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Larson. You're recognized.